What's up, guys? Who's up?
Few days in now to the bye week. Just how do you feel like the team has handled these last few days and how productive things have been?
Sunday was recovery day off. We didn't see the guys. They had treatment, but we didn't see them. And then Monday was a recovery day that we put the game to bed and looked at future opponents and did some walkthrough stuff and got here a little bit, get a little freedom, and then back to work and had some good work today. I thought the guys had a really good attitude. Took on some more opponents for the future, and we've been preparing mostly as a coaching staff on things we got coming up.
How much has the experience in the recruiting role helped you guys? Like some of those guys coming back for their second year and some of those more experienced guys having a competition with others?
Well, I'll take experience anytime. I mean, talent and experience are valuable. I don't know when I'd rank ahead of the other because talent as a young player and experience as an older player are both valuable. And we've got some really unselfish people in there. I think when you look at Marcus Rosemy and what he's been through in injuries and coming back, Arian, what he's been through in injuries and coming back, what he's been through in injuries and coming back, and even Ladd, it's like those guys really care about each other. Eat, they've got a great unit in there, and trying to get all of them back at full strength.
Kirby, you mentioned the future opponents. You work on a bit from each of the five remaining games, or just
No, we try to work on all of them. We don't have time. We only got 3 days, so we assign out to the staff every team. They give a presentation to the rest of the staff on that team, what they might be doing new from this summer and anything new they're doing this year that we might need to prepare for. And if anything's an oddity or it's really different, then we work today and tomorrow, and then we start towards Florida on Thursday.
From where you stand on the field, is it like Stetson is more comfortable this year than he was last year? What do you think is, I guess, behind some of those, I guess, going to him passing game more than last year?
I think he's comfortable. He's gotten more reps. We all talked about the offseason, how many more reps he took with the ones. I mean, his upside, he had a lot of reps. He had not taken a ton of spring practice reps, fall camp reps. I mean, he'd taken them with a three. So his ability to get a lot of work in the spring with the ones and a lot of work in fall camp with the ones has improved him as a player.
Obviously, there's going to be a lot of talk about potentially looking ahead, who you have on the schedule ahead. How, as a coach, can you tell when your team is 100% and when they might be, looking ahead, not necessarily having their eye on the ball?
Yeah, this is Georgia-Florida matchup. I think you have to worry about that. I mean, I might understand if it was a non-conference or an FCS, but that's not going to be the case on Georgia-Florida.
The bye week is usually where y'all do a lot of stuff, scouting and things like that. Just what do the nuts and bolts of that look like? Is it looking at film? Is it taking things out of practice? What does that look like for you guys through this week?
Look at everything. We go back and say, why has it been the way it's been, and explain it. Some statistics don't have enough real time examples. You don't have sample sizes. Like you evaluate punt, we got 15 punts. That's not normal to have 15 punts. So it's harder to evaluate that. We're not great in giving up return yards, but we're really pretty good in net because we have 2 returns on the entire year. You can't get a sample size from 2 returns. So what you've done well, what you've done poorly, and how can we do it better? And we sit down as coaches and say, all right, what do we need to do to win the next 5 games, 6 games? And we target that area and really focusing on our weaknesses and trying to strengthen our strong points.
Kirby, talked before about how sack metric, but where do your all's metric analytics say you all are as far as pressure in general?
Yeah, it needs to get better, but we need an opportunity. We did a real hard study on that and did a game-by-game breakdown of snap to throw. And it's faster than it's ever been in one of our 6 or 7 game breakdowns before the bye weeks. We played teams that have got rid of the ball really, really quick. I think the Auburn game was the only game that was over 3 seconds pass, and I think that factors in the scrambles, where he ran around with the ball and threw it away. So there hasn't been a lot of opportunities, but that doesn't mean that we can't do a better job. And we've studied that really, really hard in terms of just looking at ourselves and telling them, hey, if it's 2.6 that you got to get there by 2.6, or you have to affect the throw. And we've had several really good rushes where we affected throws in terms of bull, batting balls, and I'm saying bull, I said bull rush to get the quarterback, to affect his throw. But tough to be where we are sack wise and not getting a lot of opportunities.
We've gotten to see a little bit of Dalen. What have you seen from his?
Like I talk about him a lot when I say that it just doesn't seem like he's a freshman. I keep thinking back to spring, him being here and all, but he's a freshman, and he sometimes makes freshman mistakes, but he's got a composure about him that I really like. He doesn't let a lot of things affect him. He's not real emotional. He has the mindset of a corner that's going to be a really good player. I don't know when that's going to happen, but he's got that confidence. He's smart. He's a really tough tackler. He's continuing to get better. And there's a learning curve that you have to go through. Again, it's rare. You show me a freshman corner that's been really successful in our league, and I'll tell you, he's probably the first top 10 pick who I can think of are Stingley, Surtain. It's just hard to do that. And he's getting better. He goes against good guys every day at practice.
Coach, I'm falling sore a little bit here because it's ask this week as opposed to next week. It's Georgia Florida week, and you ask about it every year. Do you still feel the same way? And I don't think you really get a chance to expound on it, or maybe you don't want to about whether you're going to play there or not. But if any expounding you could do on what your feelings are about this game being played in Jacksonville.
And there's really quality benefits to both. You guys, I get it. You want a story, you need a story. He wants to talk about it. It's really not a big debate for me. It's been made really big by the media because they've made it out to be a really big deal. I enjoy the pageantry of going down there playing. I enjoyed playing there as a player. I enjoy tradition. I enjoy all those things. When it comes down to it, the very, very basic element of everything comes back to, number one, money, and number two, recruiting and getting good players. I firmly believe that we'll be able to sign better players by having them at home because we'll have more opportunities to get them to campus. But I also think there's a factor that factors into that with having them there and being able to make more money for the university possibly there. So you have to weigh both of those and make really good decisions. But I promise you, I have not thought about that 1 second since the start of the season. And I'm not going to think about it for 1 second because I'm going to worry about coaching our team. And I'm not fighting the fight in the public forum. I'm not fighting a fight for anything. I'm worried about our team and us playing well and how we block and tackle and what plays we call and how we play special teams. That's just not a priority for me where that game is right now. Oh, he's incredible. He does a really good job. I have a lot of respect for his message. He says it in a way that nobody can say but him. A lot of times you like to say the same thing as a coach, but I can't say it the way he says it. And he does a tremendous job messaging things to kind of put you in perspective of where you are on this journey and what do I have to do to get to my destination. And he did a really incredible job with our team.
Kirby, want to get an update on injuries. Jalen, Smile, and Kendall, and AD as far as primarily.
Very promising on Smile. He went today more than he's gone in 2 weeks and was drills and did things and moved around. I would not say that he was 100%, but the fact he was out there, did punt team, he covered people. He's not 100%, but he did way more than he's done last few weeks. I feel really good about where Smile's at. I didn't get to see AD much. He's still not able to go in our drill work. He did condition with us and run and better. Jalen's continuing to work on the MCL, and he's not out there with us conditioning. He does his in the training room and the weight room. He does stuff with those guys because of where he's at with the MCL. Who's the last one? Kendall felt better. He ran yesterday and today, but he did not practice with us. He did straight line running.
And after Saturday, Lad will go.
No, Lad's good. Lad could have gone back in. Lad's fine, but Lad has toe injury. I mentioned to you guys before. This is different than the ankle. With the ankle and the toe, we're giving him some medicine and taking care of him, and he's going to cut some this week. But again, he could have come back in the game, and he could play this Saturday if we're Saturday. But we're going to shut him down for a little bit for a couple of days and try to get some medicine there and get him back for the stretch run. He can go.
Kirby is CJ Washington.
Yeah, we've seen CJ from time to time, and it's been really tough on him. He's as any kid would be. He's a freshman in college, and he got all taken away from him for right now, and it's been pretty emotional and been a tough road. And we continue to try to help and support him as best we can.
What have you seen from Jamon Johnson this season, and just maybe the ways his game has grown from last year to this year?
Confidence. I mean, he started showing up in plays when he first got here, and I don't know if you consider him highly touted. I don't really know. I just know we liked him, and we liked his demeanor. We liked where he was from. We liked his program of toughness that he played in, and we liked the way he was on and talking to him. He got here, and he was a little heavy because he had not played, and he started making plays, and we're like, man, this guy's a good player. Of course, we had some good players in front of him, and he's blossomed really well this year. And probably the greatest strides he's made is in his leadership and his command of our defense at a young age. Like he's not afraid to hold people accountable, which is hard for a sophomore.
Hey, Coach, two guys that have clearly been through a lot. Gilbert got touchdowns last Saturday. So I wanted to see how proud the team are of them and their success.
Dom and who?
Gilbert.
Yeah, I'm super proud for both those guys. Dom to get that catch and AG to get that catch. I think it's really incredible for both. And Dom's been through think about 2 ACL injuries and come back and have the success he's had. He's as tough a kid as I've ever been through, and as quiet a kid that I've ever been around that just does not complain about anything. And he just goes out and works. Oh, it's a little different. I mean, there's a neck injury there that's pretty serious. People come back from ACLs, and unfortunately he's got 2. But when you start talking about a neck injury, you're talking about the rest of your life, and just tough call there.
Talking about Keely, we talk so much, obviously the miserable physical talent, but you've also spoken a lot about him wanting to improve his confidence playing that way. How do you grow in that season?
Come on, Keely?
Yeah.
Well, he's playing with a awareness in terms of coverages, route recognition, playing a corner that you got to play. And he hadn't played a lot like what you'd think of a lot of football. I mean, he didn't play his freshman year, and then last year he battled into the starting position, I guess, after game 2 or 3, and then he's played a lot of football since then. But he's still growing as a player. He's really improved his tackling and his toughness. It's always important at corner that you make plays on the ball and got opportunities to do that. He'll continue to get opportunities because I can promise you the next play are going to throw the ball, on our corners. So we're going to have to make plays. I hope so. I think it gives an opportunity to practice and get more reps and get an opportunity to go out and compete and even on special teams, like to go out and compete and do things. Trust is fine. He practiced all today. I don't know if I can answer that. I don't know. I mean, 13 gives you a chance to do some things, but sometimes having similar bodies doesn't cause problems for a defense. Like it just sounds good. Everybody likes it because it sounds good. You have to have space players to create space. And some of our best plays have been space plays, like Ladd out in space, Kieris out in space, Dylan Bell and Rosemy and AD when he's. I mean, you got to have space players to play. I'm not saying tight ends aren't, but kind of start in a phone booth when you start in 13. And Darnell's greatest attribute is his size and ability to do things in the run game and then play action off of it. AG's kind of similar in that regard. Rock's a little more space, so I don't know that it would have been any more or not. And Oscar's come along well and gives us that luxury to do that. We do it more based on what we think, how the other defense will play it. Thanks.